You have it picked to another episode of Average Sports with Eric and Ty. It's time to get average. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
What's up, my man? I'm doing good tonight.
Another couple weeks of sports in the record books and some fun stuff to talk about. One thing we're not going to talk about is that dang quarterback rule. I call it the smash rule, but we're not going to talk about it.
Next.
Did you check out that Cubs versus the Rockies wild card game, the NL?
Absolutely, man.
Ooh,
I watched
13 innings?
all 13 innings of that thing. It was close to midnight here in the Central when that thing got done. I was exhausted.
It was such a long game, they had to start hugging each other. It's crazy. I don't know what that's still about.
That was an awkward play there.
Yeah, what have you been watching?
Obviously, I want to know if you watched that Chiefs-Broncos game, that Monday night game.
I checked some of it out. Of course I did. Yeah, I'm a Broncos fan.
I mean,
I was a little disappointed it didn't go the Denver way, but the Chiefs, how impressive do they look? However, we've also seen that movie before. I feel like the Chiefs can fall
really
apart.
Good, man. Yeah,
of course
I'm with you on that. Chiefs look really good. My issue is I wanted to go the Denver Broncos way as well too, but that idiot of a coach, Vance Joseph, for some reason has Devontae Booker on their 2-minute drill instead of their two incredible rookie running backs, Lindsey and Freeman, in there. Like, what is he doing? I don't get it. I don't get how Devontae Booker is getting snaps. This is ridiculous.
That's a good question. And I also have a little concern for Kansas City with Zeus probably being out for maybe a game. I don't know how bad his injury is, but he looked like he got rattled up.
Yeah, he definitely got rattled, but I was pretty positive that he returned. I may be mistaken, but I mean, he's Zeus, man. He's a Greek god. He'll be fine.
Well said. Hockey season also begins this week as we're recording this, so we're getting ready for that. Just I wanted to throw out a couple of top teams that we're looking at. I didn't know Winnipeg Jets, number one at the power rankings according to ESPN. You also still have the Lightning, Maple Leafs, Nashville, and Washington Capitals all in the top 5. So they think Caps are still going to be just fine. With the Golden Knights, by the way, at 7. So you love hockey, right, Eric?
I do, man.
Your team's the Rangers, right?
Yeah, they're probably towards the bottom.
I can't even find them right now. They're so deep in this list. I don't even...
Yeah, perfect. Excellent. Thank you for the update.
There they are, 27. Just above the Canadians. All right, well, let's get into our main topic of the episode. What are we talking about? Well, it's MLB playoffs. You got to know it's Rocktober. The Rockies, for the, third time in the franchise or fourth time made postseason. I could be off about that, but I know they've only made the World Series once. That was back in 2007. And, it's a good time to be a Rockies fan. And also, of course, for Oakland, New York, they have their wild card game happening the time we're recording this, so we're not sure of the outcome on that one, but that should be a good one. And then you got the heavy hitters with Red Sox, Milwaukee, Dodgers, and Atlanta all in that. And, of course, the defending champions, the Stros. So let's talk about MLB playoffs. Eric, what are you looking forward to in this 2018 October?
I am looking forward to just a couple of different matchups. I mean, there's some that we'll get to the best games to watch later, and I have a series of it right there. But it's October, man. I'm excited for it, and then the wild card is actually my favorite because I like that one and done kind of mentality. It definitely has been incredibly exciting, and last night was no different. Even though it was a super low scoring game, it was high intensity and high leverage for every single inning of that game. It was really, really exciting, but I look forward to getting into some of those matchups and just kind of seeing some of the strategy that goes into what the managers are doing, and if we're going to continue to see what we saw last year, where starting pitchers go 2-3 innings before they get pulled. I'm curious if we're going to see that. And Oakland started with the quote unquote opener tonight that only went one inning before they moved on. So yeah.
I like that. And with the Cubs being already bounced on the wild card game, Madden, of course, their manager, he's usually known as kind of one of those most creative and inventive, I guess, managers in the game. So that might fall off a little bit. I think I'm most interested in Milwaukee, just what they can do, because that is a team built for winning, especially when they are kind of I think they're clearly, to me, the strongest team in the National League. But besides when the American League is, I think that one's got to go to Boston.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. But I want to ask you about the National League. What about the Diamondbacks, Ty?
Dude, I know.
No?
Diamondbacks, I had them picked. And you know I did. I had them
picked.
picked the whole year. And then all of a sudden, that whole division just turned upside down. It's unreal. I wasn't a bad pick. You know, if they held it strong
No,
the
it wasn't
entire
a bad
season.
pick. They were a good team. I'm just
they didn't have the longevity. I don't know, man.
But for sure, I actually agree with you quite heavily on Milwaukee. They are hot. They are playing really well, and Christian Yelich is an absolute beast.
Yeah, so one thing I wanted to point out about Christian Yelich is the kid was so close to a Triple Crown this year. And if you guys who are listening haven't been following much on his numbers, he led the league in batting average at .323. It's unreal. He was 13 points higher than the next guy, who was Scooter Gennett. He was tied for second with home runs in the National League behind Nolan Arenado, and then he also was second with 110 RBIs, one ahead of Arenado and behind Javi Baez of the Cubs. That's unreal, though. He came so close. Basically, I think one RBI, I believe, and was one home run from tying in the first. So he was within, give him another week, he could have been the Triple Crown winner.
Absolutely. I mean, Christian Yelich was an amazing pickup for them, and he's been lighting that spark for them all season. So, congratulations to Milwaukee, and in particular, Yelich on a fantastic season.
I think they're going to go on a tear.
MVP season for sure.
Yeah, in for a deep run in this one. So how about the American League, though? Between Red Sox and the Astros, I think we've been saying this all summer long. Is anyone going to really challenge them until they probably meet in the American League Championship?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that would be your ALCS matchup right there. And, we're going to do a World Series winner here in just a second. So I know we're going to talk about that. But I don't see the Yankees or Oakland, whoever wins this game, not knocking off any team. I think they're going to go out in the next round, whoever they go out to. And then I'm spacing right now, not the Astros, the Indians. I just don't know if
Cleveland,
the have
I think they just had too easy of a year, right? They're in a very simple division where no other team in the Central of the American could even keep up with them. So that team, I don't see them lasting. I wouldn't mind seeing them win the World Series, but I think the championship has got to go to Boston or one of the teams of New York or Oakland. I think they could be a wild card kind of winner, but it's also going to be tough to upset Astros. They've been strong all season long. But we'll keep you updated on the MLB playoffs, swinging into the NFL, already heading into Week 5. So we're in those bye weeks. Check your fantasy, Eric. I almost started a guy on a bye week. I was busy last weekend, and that got a little, close. Didn't help me none. I still lost. But, yeah, it happened.
It happened.
Lightning standings, though. Let's get out of fantasy, though, and stick with just NFL. I'll give it to you on the American. What are we looking at for our current standings in the year?
A little surprising to start, even though they got beat up on. Last week, Miami still leads the AFC East, followed by the Pats, Buffalo, and New York Jets. And then you look at the AFC North, you was up there at the top at 3-1, tied with Baltimore. Cleveland and Pittsburgh are hanging out in the cellar, which is a little unusual for Pittsburgh, but both 1-2-1. Then you pull over to the AFC South. A little bit surprising that Tennessee and Jacksonville are both 3-1. Probably not as surprising that Indy's down there at 1-3, but Houston's a little surprising at 1-3. And then one of the undefeated, you have Kansas City at 4-0, Denver 2-2, Chargers 2-2, and Raiders 1-3. That wraps up the AFC.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed with the Raiders right now. Thought they were able to do a little bit more than what they have. The crazy NFC East, that's going to be a wild division since they all have dealt out losses or received losses. The Giants, though, I thought they were going to be a little bit better than this. At least they've won a game, 1-3, so still long season. I picked them as a wild card. to possibly look out for, maybe making the postseason with possibly 9 wins. And then you got the Eagles at 2-2, 2-2 also the Dallas Cowboys, and 2-1 sit on top as the Redskins go. I'm sure that's going to shift quite a bit throughout the year. NFC North, we have the Bears sitting on top, 3-1. Green Bay Packers at 2-1, 1-2 going into the Minnesota Vikings. Not worried about them too much yet, but they do need to try to shape it up for Week 5. They don't want to slip 1-3. But who is 1-3? The Detroit Lions. After coming out and getting a nice win against New England, scoring recording more than 100 yards. Come on, Detroit. New Orleans Saints in the NFC South. They are the top of that division, 3-1, 2-1 to the Panthers, tied up 2-2 by the Bucks. Now, after that fantastic start, they are at 500, 1-3. The Atlanta Falcons, my biggest surprise, because I picked them to win that division. And then the NFC West team, you have the Rams at the undefeated 4-0, too tough for everyone else. Seahawks are split at 2-2, 1-3 for the 49ers. And the winless Cardinals down in the basement. That is your current NFL standings. Eric, my man, who you got for the World Series?
All right, man. So World Series, I'm going to take Astros over the Red Sox in 6 in the American League and in the National League. I made this pick when they picked up Manny Machado. And so I'm going to have to come off it a little bit, but I do got the Dodgers in the NLCS along there with the Brewers. I'm going to go ahead and take the Brewers to go ahead and win that series. And then I am absolutely taking the Astros. No way I'm picking against the Astros. Yep. Wow. Astros to repeat. They're going to do it in 6 over the Milwaukee Brewers.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go a little bolder for the American League side. I have the Oakland A's or the Yankees. Even though I want to say the A's are going to come back out of their wild card game. They're going to tear up. They're going to be a surprise. The Red Sox won't even get it. You heard it now. You heard it. They're not even going to get out of the division series, and it's that whole bracket's going to fall apart. The Astros, though, will go to the championship and lose to maybe Cleveland. They're going to go out to the World Series, and then they will lose. I have the Brewers going all the way, even though I'd like to see the Colorado Rockies do something. No, I don't think they're getting too far. I have the Brewers on this one for your 2018 World Series champions. And how about some best games to watch?
I did pick out a football game now. Both these teams are sitting down there in the bottom of their basements. However, they have proven that they can put up a super exciting matchup. Look for the shootout, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, this weekend if you're watching some NFL. And then I do like the Brewers and the Rockies series. That's the series that I'm most intrigued by to go ahead and get started. I want to see, a lot of those good young players in Colorado. And then, of course, watch what looks to be quite a dominant team in Milwaukee as we both pick them to move on to the World Series.
Oh, no doubt that all the divisions are going to be good. We didn't maybe give enough credit to the Dodgers because they've been so hot, and they did win their division now after they were last place, I think, going as far back as May. They've done quite the transformation throughout the season. So look out for them. They are going to be a tough team to get past. But that is going to do it for our Average Sports with Eric and Ty. That was another edition. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Send us your thoughts, show ideas, questions. avgsportsguys@gmail.com. We'll catch you next time.
That's the word.